Test, test. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Um, all right. We are back with more investigations. And, well, where did we leave off? Right, okay. We went through all of, Gummy's and Kay's backstory. Very cute, very adorable. As well as, kind of sad, but I mean, it overall is a sad thing, but that's not really Kay's character, you know? She's, I want to say happy-go-lucky, and it is a little bit that, but cheerful, I guess. Cheerful through the pain, in a way. We did get this bottle. I think the promise notebook will become important. In this case, maybe a little bit more. As well as in the future. Now we have some more people to investigate. I don't know. I'm thinking her. No, fuck. Alright. We have to figure it out. Okay. Oh. It would appear that the judge is still a bit dispirited. Stop that. You're being so depressing. I was talking to Kay. This could be a very good chance for me to find a new leads regarding their case. Maybe even something that will finally lead me to the truth. Right. Okay, last time we ended off with, whoa! Interrogating just bad about Yatagarasu and KGA incident, basically. You should listen to her, Your Honor. Before things go from bad to worse. Although, it can't really get much worse for him, other than being whipped by her. Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on this table. You know you can't just walk off with it, right? Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by her client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell if in that case, if he was still alive. So this is the evidence relating to today's Cadopian embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag. Okay. The notebook is the one new thing, I think? With the papers too. You mean the evidence bag? That was on the table in lobby number 2, right? Yes. Finally, we can take a look at the evidence itself and not just data about them. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have the time. Agreed. I wanted to take a good look at all the evidence from the embassy murder, too. And why is that? Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial was about. Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something. And don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today. See, someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karn. It's also real. Real to see the knife up close. So we have the knife, the gun, an envelope, and what's this organizer doing here? Faraday's personal notebook? Question mark?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
About what, Your Honor?
And they found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it to be passed along to you.
Well,
he said it would help the investigation.
Detective Bad said that. What a strange stroke of luck. Well, never look a gift horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it, too. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. The weapons first. This gun. It was originally used to kill the Cadopian embassy staff member. When the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. Okay, and then, this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic. Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Okay. It's a knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday. Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act? And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose. In her eyes, it's not wrong at all. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started. Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it. I suppose I should explain it to you then. Yes, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. On the night of September 8th, an embassy staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Mac Rell was brought in that night as a suspect and thoroughly questioned, because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man. That's what he was. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. Rell was caught in the act on film by a security camera. He was an even bigger simpleton than I thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera. The Cadopian embassy security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area. So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself? Now we're in color. We're advancing. Yes, the surveillance video the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You could clearly identify Mr. Rell on it. I guess so. Even the sound of the gunshot was crystal clear. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I've ever want to see the moment of someone's death in real life. Me neither. Alright. Now for the big reveal. Mr. Faraday's organizer, it appears he was in the habit of using it. It looks like he wrote his strategy for getting Mr. Rell convicted down in here. I've collected the evidence I need to prove that Rell was the killer. Between the handgun Rell had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rell was the killer in the case. Sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rell is not the real Yatagarasu. Okay. I got it. Does that mean they were killed beforehand? I think they played the video, right? The videotape, and that's why it sounded like a gunshot without a struggle. That means they were definitely murdered, like, way before then. Okay. It also appeared that he had proof that Mr. Rell was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. And he apparently also had a very definitive piece of evidence. We do, don't we? A very quality nib, huh? A very quality nib? Okay. Is it this quality nib? This looks like a quality nib. Well, my ballpoint pen is much easier to write with. You're obviously still too young to appreciate the finer points of a fountain pen. Don't treat me like a child. I wouldn't have to if you'd only grow up. Okay. I think that was a bit revealing, if I'm right. As long as I have the Yatagarasu's key. It's been a long battle. I hope that this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have had about being the real Yatagarasu. And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy murder. This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read later. Uh-huh. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here. A picture. It appears to be a key. That's a knife, no? Not the knife. It is the knife. The opposite end of the knife, okay. It appears to be a key. Okay. And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle. He's a little weird. Craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer? It could be. I suppose. Oh, okay. The Yatagarasu's key. Detective Bad said something earlier.
What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Kadopian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence.
Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this secret safe. As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu and smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. Is that really the key? I mean, that might be the thing they sent in. Sent evidence. That's odd. What is it? Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer. Yeah. And that certainly is odd. The weapon that was used to kill the Kadopian embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from? Isn't it obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right? Is literally under detainment? No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside. In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse? Uh-huh. I need to think carefully here. There's nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there's one item, listen to Mr. Faraday's organizer, that no one has claimed to have seen today. This is a red herring. It's gotta be, bro. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence. Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you will have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me? Actually, I do know the answer, Francisco. What? Then what is it? One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. Like the key? I mean, I know it's the switchback blade or whatever, but the key?
Take that!
This Yatagarasu's key, Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse. You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth. Why don't you just think about it? You just needed to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. This implies, though, I think the logic behind this is that this is the evidence that was sent in by Yatagarasu. Which means, well, by quotation mark, Yatagarasu, right? Which means this also probably isn't the Yatagarasu key, if I'm thinking correctly, but I don't know. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything? They do remind me of the knife. Very good. Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on their handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentioned the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife. You don't seriously mean to say? It appears that you finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces of evidence are in fact one and the same. But that's impossible. Not at all. Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate this possibility. Now then, let's examine this knife in a little more detail. It's the weapon that was used to the handle and the blade, both the beautiful designs. Look, there's even a flower-shaped design in this gold section here. If this hadn't been used as a tool for murder, I'd want it for myself. Seems that we're drawn in the embellishments. Too bad this isn't mine to give. The handle. Oh. There we go. Ding. I can't believe it turned into a key. To think there was such a trick to this thing. So, the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of evidence is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Photo of key the Yatagarasu sent. It turns into a knife. Frankly, I'm shocked. That is what was sent in. As long as I have the Yatagarasu key, I can prove he's a phony. Did he say anything about the evidence sent in, though? Reviews one. Not the real Yatagarasu. I also have evidence that I can use to prove that Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. Frankly, I'm shocked. Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizing. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside. But if that's true, then only someone who knew about the key to knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday. Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday. Meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief Yatagarasu. Then maybe Mr. Rel really was the Yatagarasu. And he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario? No, not really, especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. That is the assumption. That Mr. Rel... What this provides is that Mr. Rel is the real Yatagarasu, but, Mr. Faraday isn't the one possible. Okay. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier... But when we questioned Rel about what was said along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was. I see. Alright then. I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else, and that person is the real Yatagarasu. It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case. Has secret ability to change into key the Yatagarasu sent. Sent. Quotation marks. Sent. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece of that's missing is a surveillance video that was played in court. The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed? I think I know the answer.
Are you done with your inspection of the evidence?
Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of prosecutorial evidence. Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
What? No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor. The most important piece of evidence in today's trial is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
But I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene. Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answers I seek, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2. Alright. Okay, so that played the gunshot though. Wait, wait, don't do that to me, bro. What? He's back? Interpol agent. Oh man, I just remember his voice now. That's Detective Bad, but who is he with? I've never seen that officer before.
So, did you find it?
No, not yet. And I've looked everywhere.
I see. Well then, please continue with the search.
Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running this show? Prosecutors like you shouldn't be allowed at the crime scenes. How dare you? Just who do you think you are? Ha ha ha. Just sit it out like that, huh? What was that all about? And who was that man? Just now. Whoever he was, I've never seen a more impudent officer in my life. Uh-huh. Okay, he'll be important. And does he even know that we're standing right here behind him?
I know you're standing right behind me. What do you want, kids?
He has a fucking mirror. What are you talking about, anyway? It looks like you were paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
Ah, so that mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. That is what a mirror would do. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was the rude man just now?
The guy came here from the Republic of Shangfa to study. He's Agent Lang. He's trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family. He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of detainment from scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, he sure has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time. I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was that agent looking for, Detective Bad? Earlier, that little girl was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt that it has nothing to do with me. Fine, if this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding and what happened in this room straight from him. This table here. So, well, clearly it's out of place. When you take a sofa into consideration, that table is much too tall. I guess the impression the two are not meant to be used as a set, Francisca. I knew that. Seems like she lost her calm sense of judgment and eagerness to defeat. Oh. I can leave. Is Agent Lang inbound? Is he around? Is he around? Or is he gone? Oh, Agent Lang. Okay. She's moved around, huh? What is it, Edgeworth? Nothing in particular, however. Nice. You did it again. What is the purpose? That's supposed to be your mating call? Look, Edgeworth, I'm incredibly busy right now. Uh-huh. I'll just continue my investigation. Okay, how you doing? Okay, that was the same conversation too. That detective, I somehow doubted he's that. With that detective, I somehow doubted. When will you learn to take responsibility for your statements? I wonder if the killer used these plastic bags in a flash of inspiration. Alright. This is one tiny TV. Alright, rich girl. Detective Gumshoe was rather shocked at this, and said it was huge compared to his own. Anything you compare with something he owns will always seem grandiose. Okay, you're not wrong, but speaking of grandiose, I'd say that ego of yours could use a little deflating. Detective Bad. Earlier, you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad.
Multiple returns to the crime scene bring about success. That's what we detectives say.
You stole the quote, Agent Lang stole the quote from him, huh? I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked about what happened again, correct? I don't think it's him. It can't be him.
I don't have anything left to say to you, boy.
Boy, you'll see. I will draw my answer out from you, one way or another. Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Please, we are asking you for just a little bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
Time of the murder. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the murder. Or time of the crime.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of my time.
Of time.
But my time works. Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't know about?
Things you don't know about. But aren't you supposed to know everything? He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind the piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers from Detective Bad. It isn't the thing. It isn't the thing. It isn't the thing! I was right, it's a red herring. Detective Bad, do you know the existence of the item in this photograph?
Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
In that case, let me ask you something. You know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same.
What? That's impossible.
It looks like he didn't know after all. This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct?
I guess so.
What? Alright, that was not the it. However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife.
Yeah, I have to admit, neither of us knew of that fact. And if neither of us knew, then no one in law enforcement knew either. How did we miss something as big as this?
I noticed that since a little while ago, you appear to be searching for something. I presume that this key is what you were searching for.
Yeah, that's right.
And why were you searching for it?
Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect that key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life?
Detective Bad. So that we may find the truth, please testify for me once more.
All right, kid. But it doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing'll change.
Time of the murder. One more time, Detective Bad. I ask that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1.
My answer is still the same. And this is the last time I'm going to do this.
And that's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case. Who was here early? He was here early. Could be you still. I mean, I don't think anybody else has said they've been here early.
I was in lobby number 1, talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed out into the hallway together. I saw Gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before. Indeed. However, I feel that we have yet to draw out all the information that we can. What happened in lobby number 1?
I'm a press him.
Hold it! Talking with you about what? Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me.
Who knows? She just said that she has something she wanted to talk to me about. And we walked into lobby number 1 together, that's all.
So his answer remains the same as before. I see. Hold it! Talking about what? I was hoping you could expand on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu. Perfume, perhaps?
Trivial stuff. It was nothing important.
Debatable. Debatable. That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on, then. Right before the trial was okay. Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else that was out of the ordinary?
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
The gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder. I would give that other piece of evidence an entirely different meaning. I ask that you please amend your testimony with the statement just now.
Sure. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
Hold it!
Detective Bad, you honestly don't remember hearing anything else.
Yeah,
Is it possible that you were so involved in your conversation that you missed something?
I've been a detective for a long time. And even if I were involved in something, I've got quite the habit of keeping tabs on everything that goes on around. There has been some other strange sound, you can be sure I would have heard it.
I suppose with this detective, that's probably very likely.
So the gunshot.
Uh-huh.
Hold it!
What other sound could he have heard? And why did the two of you dash into the hallway straight away? Another a popping balloon. Okay. And why did the two of you dash out into the hallway straight away?
Because we clearly heard the sound of a gunshot. And we knew it came from somewhere nearby.
And how did you know that it was a gunshot?
In my line of work, you hear enough of them to know.
I suppose it's only natural for a detective to know what a real gunshot sounds like.
But given the circumstances, the only person I could think of whose life would have been in danger was Faraday. That's why I ran out into the hallway right away and headed for where he was.
Ah,
Saw Gumshoe goofing around.
Detective Gumshoe was there in the hallway.
Yeah,
Why didn't you attest to that earlier?
when I saw Gumshoe was after I had heard the gunshot. Having seen him then didn't change the fact that he still could have done the deed.
It sounds exactly like what Detective Bad told us before. However, is there something in particular we should be asking the detective about? There just might be. Reflecting on that. Yes, that should be my angle of attack. Let's see real quick. I think the balloon maybe here? The balloon popping.
Objection!
Yep, perfect. Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon.
Yeah, I was sitting with her up until in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled that balloon up for her.
Aw. Well, as you may have already surmised, this piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about the balloon?
I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point.
What are you getting at?
Soundproof walls? Huh. This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh, so the sound that the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that, His Honor said that he heard the balloon pop about 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene. Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway when you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So,
What? Don't give me a so. We just proved that there's a flaw in your testimony.
So what?
The
The crackling of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking. And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they were designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
It is soundproof rooms. But not if you put a fucking open window. What is that supposed to mean?
The doors to the walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of special sound-absorbing material.
Okay. Then you mean
Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there's no way I could have heard that sound.
no. There's more to this still. I knew that's what he was going to say. Then that means that Scruffy Face's testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproofs, then of course you wouldn't hear any sign of a struggle. That's true. No.
And that's also why it's only natural that I didn't hear the balloon popping. Now, do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic, not the other way around. The other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine this situation in reverse, it's also not possible to hear a gunshot from lobby number 2. See? And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad. If that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean, how? I just did.
It would appear that you have yet to realize the contradiction in your own words.
Oh, how so?
If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did you hear the sound of the gunshot enter your ears?
I see what you mean. I guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought.
Uh-huh. Which means what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to? It boils down to this. There must be a reason. As to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard a gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. I think I understand how the gunshot happened. So somebody commits the murder, then they set up the thing to go off. Okay. We need to know who entered the room before, like early on in the recess, basically. And Detective Bad's back on the list, I think. As to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard the could have gone, theoretically could have had. What? Couldn't have. Okay. It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? Oh, that was supposed to be Francisca. Uh-huh. The state of the crime scene. Wait, can it be?
It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She spilled some of it.
Uh-huh.
Wah!
And way too noisy. He did say something about the noisy in it, so okay. Incredibly high volume. I forgot about that over the weekend, but it's obviously the TV playing the surveillance video. How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go? Time to logic. Windows are open because of the perfume. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows. And yet, the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. I mean, yeah. But what about incorporeal things? It was a ghost. Incorporeal things. Like a sound, perhaps? I think not. Now then, what else besides a smell could go both in and out of an open barred window? The answer is sound. So no matter how carefully the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. In the hallway and... yes, okay. But where did it originate from? I mean, you couldn't piece it together by now. The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member. The sound of the gunshot left quite an impression on me when it was played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag for the recess, and brought back here. It disappeared after that time, and it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! Man, Edward doesn't say Eureka, but I guess he does. Okay. The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place. Miles, what have you been thinking about? Stop wasting time thinking and let's start looking again. It's not a waste of time to think, for I have figured out where we should look. And where would that be? I believe we should examine the television.
The TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. I mean, obviously the TV. Wide open. The scent of flowers is being blown in from the outside. I think it softens the heavy air in here somehow. Windows in both lobby number 1 and 2 were opened. Wasn't there a bottle in here too? Maybe they were trying to air out the room, just like in lobby number 1. Or maybe they sought to ease some of the tension through some fresh air. With Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell in the same room, I imagine the latter to be the case. But was there really a need to open the window just for that? Earlier, when Detective Gumshoe touched this, it made a most terrible racket. You mean when Scruffy turned on the television? Right. Actually, come to think of it, I don't think Detective Gumshoe actually touched the television at all. Furthermore, it seemed more like when a video feed suddenly stops. At least it did to me. I wonder why that is. It's a video player, and there seems to be a videotape inside. It looks like the tape must have stopped on its own when it reached the end. This tape, could it not be the missing surveillance tape? I suppose, but Detective Bad would be alright with you if I verified the contents of this video.
Sure. Knock yourself out.
Alright, then let's rewind this and see what we have.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rel killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark from the start of the tape.
Somebody had 30 minutes. Somebody had 30 minutes. But I don't know who entered before. Understood. This should be about right. Now then, let's see. This is the footage of Mr. Rel shooting the embassy staff member. Oh, I knew it. The missing piece of evidence. The surveillance video was here all along. Especially memorable.
This sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that the Detective Bad has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder. Do you mean that you figured it all out then? Yes. All I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detectives Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they heard it from. Fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced. Now, to show what the gunshot heard was, and through where they heard it from. The sound of the video? I suppose. Could be this, or it might be the speakers, but... Or maybe it's just like the TV. Eureka! May actually be proof of different life. It proves that today, you'll be the last day as your prosecutor. Alright, fine. I know the answer! Is it the video player or the TV? I don't fucking know. Alright, fine. Now to show what the gunshot Detective Bad, the tape, and through where they heard it from. The TV then? Okay. The tape from the TV. What? Is the tape fucking playing in the TV? How do I say it? It's the tape playing in the TV. I'm not clueless. It's not working. Now to show what the gunshot Detective Baz and Gumshoe heard was, through where they heard it from. Is it the window? The open window? I mean, whatever. If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used the gun and no one would have been the wiser. So somebody that had to be here early. I think it's you. I'm leaning you still. That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing as it were. However, what happened in reality was Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss U. All three of them heard the gunshot, while the windows in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it. But then, why would the criminal open the window in the first place? To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose. Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this. But why was that necessary in the first place? I want a real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction. Very well. I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate when the crime took place? The killer wanted to fabricate? It could be the weapon. No, the weapons had to be it. Because they were fucking shot and stabbed. Wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes. And they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so. Somebody that was aware of the surveillance video, huh? So, that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video?
Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. I've already deduced it. It must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period. And planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. It sure is. I don't think we know yet, because we need information about who was in the room previously, basically. He's a suspect. Personality-wise, though, I don't see it, though. Which makes me lean Miss U. And there is Manny Cochin still. Mr. Edward. Yes, what is it? Miss U is asking for you. She's in the courtroom. She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something. Looks like Miss U is still investigating something. Understood. Please tell her that I will be right out.
I'll come along. I want to hear what she has to say.
It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. It sure has. Ba-da-ba-da-bam. Ladder. Confrontation. Former. Callisto U. Doing this in the courtroom, huh? Are we gonna actually have a mock trial? Okay. What are you doing here? Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating. But the object you're looking for has already...
Okay, don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it. Aww. Freaking adorable, man. Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you were looking for?
If it means I can keep her in the dark just a little longer, any little task will do.
Oh, you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Kids these days.
I've been waiting for you, Edgeworth. I have also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. The moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already, don't you? We'll see. It all depends on whether or not your logic holds. Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery, and why, even Mr. Bat is here. Gallery? A viewer in the gallery? I'm hardly just as saddened by it.
Oh. I have a duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movements during the time when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there is no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe. And that's all you have. Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case. Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there is always time for rebuttal. And we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think? Absolutely like a rookie to think such a thing. But alright, I'll play along and give you a proper testimony. If my logic is correct, then I've already won. All I have to do now is prove it by showing who the real killer is. Possibly talking to her. See, Manny Kochin is suspicious as fuck, but he's fucking went and talked to the dude after you, like as we discover the crime scene. That's all he did. So unless he was up to some seriously suspicious stuff in the time frame before, also he has an alibi. I think he's going to be relevant for the next case, though, is what I'm currently thinking. Everyone says Sans, the suspect, has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right? I also confirm that there is no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Which leaves us with one unshakable conclusion, that Detective Gumshoe is the killer. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edward. But of course. There's no need to confront her logic head-on right now. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump card she has up her sleeve. I'm a presser.
Hold it!
Bang. The suspects, but I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi had already been proven. Are you joking, Edward? I assure you, this is no joke. The man's pay cut is on the line. Look, you heard from the judge earlier that the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating a Swiss roll. Yes, that is correct. But see, that was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who can corroborate what he did since the snagging. I see she's done her research well. Which means that I should focus on drawing out whatever trump card she's withholding.
Hold it!
Yes, we investigated ourselves. Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not isn't for me to decide. The scrunched eyebrows and lines on your forehead are back. Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhausted, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect. But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window and into the garden? That's the first place everyone looked, silly. The police aren't a bunch of lazy bums. They looked into every possibility, you know? Isn't that right, Mr. Bad?
Yeah. There wasn't a scrap of evidence to suggest someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden.
I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. I also confirmed there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2. Are you absolutely positive that there is no other possible escape? Of course I am sure. And why are you so certain? This is a courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles Edgeworth, I suggest you use a bit more of it in the future. Common sense. If you don't have common sense, you get whipped.
Hold it!
Alright. You may think it's unshakable, but to me, there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand? But you're the only one still wondering that. Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday was used to write with. Even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing. Ah. Huh. I'm not sure about letting her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we've really reached the end now. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject. But they were eyewitnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave you an alibi. I see. As for the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess and was stopped by a security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that, or so I heard. I'm the daughter of Manfred von Karma, and I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or a bailiff or anyone else. Oh wait, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be the replacement prosecutor. By the way, Miss Yu, what about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty? What about them? Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time? What kind of idiot do you take me for? It doesn't matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. Yes it does. From the time we heard the gunshot. The time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the crime scene. As we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe. Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard the gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Bad is the only one. Or Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap? Objection. Damn. Wait. That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our perception of when the crime took place. Objection. Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edward. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Care to explain how that could have been fabricated? Take that. That tape. Huh. Makeup animations, huh? Interesting. Yes, this is exactly what you think it is. This is a surveillance tape of Mr. Rell, the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded into the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up. You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot in the video. Ah, but I do. Which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot. She was way too calm about that.
That's the only thing I can think of, too.
After committing double homicide, the killer took the surveillance video from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If we played it from the beginning, it would take it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we now know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe. Objection. Sounds like a television doesn't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and Little Miss Von Karn already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew, didn't we, Miles? Yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of this courthouse's rooms. Of course, I'm not about to admit we had no idea until only a little while ago. That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we should not have been able to hear it. And yet, we heard the gunshot clear as day. And that's it. End of story. But it's not. How should I explain why she was able to hear the gunshot? The window was open. There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2. And it is that, despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. So what? Now we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also open.
Objection!
It's probably just coincidence that they were both open at the same time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence. I assure you, this is why it's you. Why was the window opened in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And the person who triggered that action, that person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is
Take that!
Miss Callisto Yu. I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. What? You indict me? There we go. We got a nervous. We got a flinch from her. Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer? I don't understand her motive just yet. But of course, I'm serious. because she is the only one who could have done it. Well, monsieur, do you still feel like laughing now? Of course I do, Edgeworth. My argument must not be tight enough yet. Although I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess this means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right? Huh? You argue that the window was open. However, do you have proof it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked at you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Especially with logic as full as holes as yours. This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will be blown away. Now is the time to put the patented Von Karma perfect proof to the test. I'm a presser. Music going crazy though. Evidence. All I'd need to do is have some prints analyzed and we'd know straight away. Be my guest. She sounds as though she has the room to maneuver, which means even if we were able to lift prints, that only showed that it was someone else, but why that someone else was forced to open the window? That's simple logic. Why don't I try presenting that piece of evidence? I have nothing to lose. What's wrong? The scrunched eyebrows lines on your forehead. They're all back. More importantly, you're going to be okay not running a fingerprint analysis. Yes, I'll be fine. Well, in that case, I'll just continue with my testimony, alright? You have proof that the tape was committed. I thought I just proved that it was. Sure, you proved that the tape was there at the scene of the crime. However, that doesn't prove that it was actually used in said crime. Unfortunately for you, monsieur, the fact that the tape was there at the crime scene is in itself very important. How so? By the very existence of that tape at the crime scene, it proves the possibility that the wind of the crime could have been fabricated. And that possibility alone renders all alibis and witness reports irrelevant. Basically, it means that we will need to re-examine every person's movements again, whether the tape was used in the crime or not. That we can re-evaluate after. So in conclusion, you're admitting that you can't prove that it was at this point. Frankly, I'm shocked for you for going around accusing people of murder like this. Even if you're shocked, that is no concern to me. I do things my own way. Oh, I see that you're not laughing for a change. Because I'm shocked. Again, you being shocked is of no concern to me. Let us continue with the testimony. Alright, let me say just one thing. You shouldn't go around accusing people. I only accuse murderers, thank you very much.
Hold it!
Full of holes. Well, I suppose it might be. Oh, admitting to your faults now, are we? At this point in time, is what I meant to say. Should I take that to mean that you're just a sore loser? No matter how full of holes my logic may be right now, if I plug them one at a time, I will ultimately make my way to the truth. What a paradox. Take care to not fall into one of those holes before you fill it up. Miles, you remembered, don't you? About why a window in lobby number 1 was open. Yes, of course I do. And that's how I'll attack. I'll present the reason why the window had to be opened. I do indeed.
Objection!
Sure, you've seen this before, haven't you, Monsieur? Haha, Edgeworth, I never knew you were into wearing that kind of perfume. It's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know. What? This isn't mine. That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see. Miss you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad. And that you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume? While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad. His menacing stare. Oh, I know. You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open a window.
Objection!
Come now, I've already told you that it's just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know? So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time. You mean? Miss you were the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway. Is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could have only been thought up by you. Miss you. Take that finger point. Ha. Ha ha ha. You accuse me of murder on the fact that I spilled a little perfume. Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday. Would you care to testify as to why? Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap up this absurd case once and for all. Why, it couldn't be me. Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected of a disciple of Von Karma. Don't have to call me out like that, but okay. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless. Yes, and no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Why, it couldn't be me. I'm oppressor.
Hold it!
Alright. I think I already explained the significance of that earlier. You only confirmed that I did spill some perfume. But that's all. Now you would accuse me of murder based on a simple spill. Don't you dare complain when I sue you for defamation of character. Do as you like. But as for me, I believe. You believe. I believe that you are the true culprit in this case. My, you're enthusiastic. Of course, I should have guessed. I suppose forgery of evidence is to be expected. Well, Von Karma, I formally request that you desist in your attack against my mentor. Yes, or we'll sue you for defamation. All I'm doing is telling the truth. Well, maybe more like spreading gossip. Although, your adamant denials are shall we say, just adding more fuel to the fire. How dare you say such a thing?
Calm down, little girl. Don't let her get to you.
Aw, why did you get to ruin my fun? Phew. Well, shall we continue?
Hold it!
Could not have been... Why is that? Why exactly could you not have killed him? It was just about to testify that. You're such an impatient man. I'm not really into that, you know, Edward. Ah! Your preferences have no bearing on what is at hand. Why were you stunned by it, Edward? Feeling a little uncomfortable, are we? Miss you will desist in this tomfoolery and return to your testimony. Damn. And Miles, if you're going to lose your cool, then I won't show you any mercy. Getting shown up by a fucking 13-year-old. Sorry, Miss you, please continue with your testimony. Sure. As I was saying, I couldn't possibly kill Mr. Faraday. Where the knife came from.
Hold it!
It was sent in. At this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, Miss Yu, but maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag. Miles, what do you think you're doing? I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing. Huh. But I don't recall a knife being presented in the trial earlier today. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use. Ah, so that's what you're trying to do. Look. Why don't you cut it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence he had yet to present was the key the Yatagarasu had sent. If it hadn't been presented, how do you know about it? And unless the key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on. Did you really think you could trap me? Come on. Come now, be honest. I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony. Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you'd like. It was risky of her. But you can't kill anyone with a simple key. Oh. I don't need to ask about that, because he isn't the killer. Looks like the number of wrinkles on your forehead have increased yet again. That issue aside, Miss Yu, I'd like to... Are you sure it was the Yatagarasu's key, correct? Yes, I'm sure. This is why I'm completely baffled why the knife could have come from. The road to perfect victory. Finally, it would appear that you have revealed your true identity, Miss Yu. Miles, her final statement. Yes, I know. All I have to do now is present the evidence. But what is this? Ominous feeling that I can't shake. Like I was thinking. This is true. She probably did murder them. But there's more to this. You just wink? Fucking Edgeworth, don't winking, alright. Miss Yu, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is a picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, well, it may look like a key at first glance. It, in fact, has the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not? Yes. Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. God. Do you understand now? Just knowing. Oh, this is her break scene. Mwah. You understand now, just knowing the existence of the Yatagarasu's key. I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know. You would, even now, still feign ignorance. I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me of a crime with false evidence now, can we? I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him. Are you mocking my pup? Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. Now take a look at this. That piece of evidence is more than real. Wow, who knew there was such a trick to this thing? Are you satisfied now? But of course, you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it. About it to begin with. Furthermore, something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have the knowledge as to what it was? See? Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rel off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me that the key turned into... about the key turning into a knife at that time. Not what you said earlier. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transforms. What are you... What you're saying is simply not possible. Oh, and why not? Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. From within these pages, he mentions nothing about a knife. I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know? Wouldn't something of this importance be better off left to oral communication? Unfortunately, that is also impossible. Da, 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 da. Sorry. Because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force. And is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition? Even within the police force. Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to, huh? I'll be right back. Sorry. Sorry about that. I had a thing at the door. Yeah, I guess you wouldn't have had much of a reason to tell me, little old me. Well, looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh? How can you laugh at a time like this? She probably just realized the flaw in her logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with. I suppose you're right. Miss you. I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife. Do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me? Oh, I will. And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth. The secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have the knowledge of it from the get-go. It wants me to say Yatagarasu here. It wants me to say Yatagarasu. Fuck, it's not Yatagarasu though.
Take that!
There is only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key. And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. Yes, this is true. But the other part of it, that is to say, the Yatagarasu herself. No. Bleh. You got it wrong. You're saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu. Nope. This ain't it. Miss you. You used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You who profess to bear a grudge against criminals, why? Why do something like this? You're wrong. Stop laughing, goddamn. Damn, fucking. Now her evil face. Who would have thought that you, a stupid rookie prosecutor, would see right through me? You're sending the biggest chill down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill is even greater than when I sneak into someplace. You killed Faraday? Why? Answer me, Callisto, you! Callisto, you, huh? That's not my real name. Because my real identity is yes. The great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. Maybe... For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Maybe there's 3 Yatagarasus? If he isn't a Yata... If he... Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. No. This Yatagarasu's actions, which is her, quotation mark Yatagarasu's actions are different than the Yatagarasu we know. But in this case, she is quotation mark Yatagarasu, I think. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All you had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs do. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both. But didn't you say that you despised criminals? But do I really?
You! Have you forgotten about the KG-8 incident too?
Maybe. What sort of woman would? So then, what is it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you set? Well, I have a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu by using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, and that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. With a weapon as well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretense that I had to talk to Mr. Faraday. And in order to get with him, I pretended to be worried about something. Then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. Who's on to you? Oh, he didn't know about the knife, actually, so never noticed that I had changed the key to the knife inside that plastic bag. That's right, she used the thing as a guard. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that took his life.
How could you kill him?
I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death. But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there's no need for you to kill Mr. Rel as well. I believe I mentioned why we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led to the killer to think about setting them up as though they'd killed each other. And the trick with the surveillance tape? Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of that surveillance tape. Which is why I had Rel help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with the bullet. You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client? Client. You want to talk about who was the client of whose first? It was me. I was a client in the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member, Deedman.
You ordered a hit job?
You should have. Still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad. I had Deedman killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Ah. She's not the real Yatagarasu. Now, what exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
It can't be. You're...
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What?
How could this?
You don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you?
Maybe, maybe not. Guess you'll never know. The Yatagarasu claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded killer, murderer. That's right, little girl. The Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You! Yatagarasu.
You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court. Hey, Edgeworth. Did you know the Yatagarasu has 3 legs? You know what that is? 3 legs. Haha, no. Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work. Oh. That's her point action, bro? God damn. You really are too naive, Edgeworth. You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll so gladly take it. You mean the key was your real target? And even after I gave you such great advice. And I tell you, always keep a good eye on a criminal. She did indeed say that. That's why I was fucking checking her. Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two get down!
Ah. My body. I can't move. Hey, mister, to your right.
Stand! You! Stand down!
You all right, Francisca? I'm perfectly fine, Miles. Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? That's a gunshot. Kay, no! Not Kay. 7 p.m. They catch him.
Sorry, but it looks like she got away. But more importantly, boy, I mean, Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Von Karma, Miss Von Karma, are you two hurt?
I'm absolutely fine. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay.
Speaking of Kay, where is she?
I don't know. She just sort of disappeared.
I'll go look for her. Oh, and hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir.
I'm sorry I doubted you. I'm sorry I doubted you.
Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. No, I acted pretty well. I lied to you guys too, after all.
I heard about what happened from Kay. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable. But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't ever lose that detective spirit, okay?
You got it, Pops.
Huh?
Pops, we've watched one too many detective dramas recently, have we? Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment.
I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
Be careful, Detective Bad, and take care.
Thanks. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
We sure will.
So, thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best.
You really did find out the truth behind everything, huh? Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
It was no problem, really. I mean, I sort of lied too, so I didn't help anything, you know? It's really not your fault, Your Honor. Well, even if we didn't have His Honor's testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf. Yeah, sorta, huh? I can't believe I was about to get fired on my first week as a detective. Well, so long as you're not fired, you should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me. What'd she give us? Was it the Swiss roll again, or no? She did. She did. Oh, what is it, man? What is it, pal? The proof of their friendship. It's got to be the what's it called, right? Or was it the book?
Take that!
It's it's a courthouse special Swiss roll, huh? Can I really have it? Yes, it's a present meant for you, after all. It was a Swiss roll. I was like, was it something else? Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how happy this makes me, pal. I'm gonna eat this right now. Sure, go ahead. Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father. It would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. Ah, he's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own. Oh well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him. That was good, pal. I can't believe I got to eat 2 of these delicious things in one day. It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something. I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait, where is she? He only noticed just now. Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him. Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm gonna go help him. Oh, but first... You know what, pal? Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Aww. He's acknowledged. Oh man, I'm taking a screenshot of this. That's a screenshot. Oh, I love it. That's so good. I sense nothing but a most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement. Troubling? Not a troublesome relationship. Trouble things, for sure. We should go home too, Miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective. Roger, sir. And don't you worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well. I'll be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Your best fucking partner for life? What are you talking about? Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. But the detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. But I suppose that's just how things are. Aw. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now standing right in front of me. So, do you remember now? Yes, I remember everything. Kay, it's been a while. Kay.
Kay, you sure grew up a lot, huh?
Of course, but thank goodness. I thought you two had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They live really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're all right.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelves recently and...
Hold it!
Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? The Yatagarasu is Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
Nope, no siree.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu was my father.
Quality nib. Quality nib. Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu, huh?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets in choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. That was written in his diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me? It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now. Alright then. How do you explain this? It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing. Yep, that's a little thief. Truth be told, this is the Yatagarasu's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Oh, wow. Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prostitute, he was a really great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth. But he was killed, and the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu had been spotted again recently. Someone other than you. Here, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a look at this article. Sent card to embassy. Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card. Yep, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain that Callisto Yu lady is behind this. It's in inverted colors. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out. Huh? But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. And that's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves. Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I knew I couldn't just let it go. So I searched you out, so that I could attain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth. So you're saying that I have your father and Miss Yu's identities backwards. Yes, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the ends. And I want to revive the real noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace. Aw, okay.
I'll always be here to cheer you on, pal.
Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. If you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Oh, you guys are not making it easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you is not to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman. That evil woman, huh? You mean Callisto Yu? I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe. Please, Mr. Edgeworth, won't you help me? Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you. Huh? Owe me for what? When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I am not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid. Then you mean? Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in a crime, then I believe I can help. Mr. Edgeworth, thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy. Even though he has completely forgotten about her until just now. What is with their chummy relationship? The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Byron Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Alright. Multiple Yatagarasus. 3 legs? Maybe. Kay, Callisto. Maybe a third. I think I need to go check. I actually might end up checking. I'd have to make a new game though, save. Yes. Turnabout Ablaze. I am gonna end things here. Hmm. Chapter 9? Oh, wait. Let me load this really quick. I'm gonna end things here. Very good case. I like that a lot. What is it? I need to see the card. Also, Quality Nib has not eluded me, is all I want to say, but I'm not sure. What else? Okay. Detective Bad's gonna make an appearance. Agent Lang again, probably. And the smuggling ring. There's a lot to this smuggling ring. Which we need to... We did just arrest Ernest Amano, right? So that means, one of the heads is gonna be like a quote-unquote Hydra thing where you cut off one head to arrive. I'm a prodigy. Sorry. When does the card show up in this, though? Alright, well... Hmm. I don't know who's gonna get murdered or whatever, though. I'm actually really liking this game, by the way. This is a what's it called? The circuit, the haunted house case wasn't my favorite because of the conclusions were a little weird, but also I wish we knew if that was a man or woman voice. No one gets away with committing murder in my office. No one. That's the promise. No one gets away with committing murder in his office. I think we still need to find the real murderer, right? Fuck. How far am I gonna have to go through this? Uh-huh. I think it takes a while for the Yatagarasi to show up in this, though, right? Anyway, I am gonna end thing here. Thanks for watching, guys. I will look and get a save point so I can show it off later. I'll be back tomorrow for a stream again for the start of Case 5, which I already forgot the name of, but we'll be starting that for sure. And get behind the truth of the Yatagarasi once and for all. All right, peace.